Hi, Scott Stewart with Christian Ministries Insurance. Here's a tough question for you. Does your church have a healthy budget? Well, Barna Institute reports that 3% of evangelical Christians tithe. 3%. Jesus himself said, "Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." USA Today says 7 out of 10 people are living paycheck to paycheck and one emergency away from a disaster. In Randy Alcorn's book, The Treasure Principle, he lays out where your treasure should be, elaborating on Jesus' statement that if your treasure is in debt, you're living in the culture. We have a little chart. It's called Expectations versus Reality. Some of us in church leadership have expectations that our budget would be more healthy. Unfortunately, the reality is it's far below our expectations. And therein lies the middle between expectation and reality, our level of frustration. Have you ever tracked your giving? We want to encourage you to do this. Do this in the way of giving units. Take the names out of it and make sure you only have one person who actually knows the names of the people that give. But to the church leadership, it's given in the form of a pie chart or a bar chart. Do this for a period of time. Look at the results and find out the number of giving units that are actually supporting your church budget. If your budget is anything like normal, 20% and most often 15% of your people are paying for 100% of the budget. That means that 80 to 85% of the people do not have their treasure where it needs to be. Successful and thriving churches are teaching people how to fish. How do they do this? They do it through many different means from the pulpit, but you can't just preach it. You have to help them catch it. And how you do that is through different ways of classes in the forms of Crown Financial, Dollars and Cents, and our favorite program, Financial Peace University. In my home church alone, over 2,000 people have come through Financial Peace University. And we paid off $11 million in a building facility in 7 years. Yeah, you heard that. In 7 years. In December of 2010, we paid our final bill to the bank. And that's a 1,250-seat auditorium paid for with cash. We did this by incorporating Dave Ramsey's Momentum. I encourage you to go to his website, daveramsey.com, and check out Momentum. Now we're into the third phase, and that is we've got a lot of people who've come through Financial Peace and they understand that it's God's money and they're just asset managers for Him. What do they do with that money now? We've instituted what's called a ministry, Heritage of Hope, and it's dealing with those people who have their money, they've managed it well, and now they want to finish strong. They want to run that race and finish that line and pay it forward. So we've brought in professionals who don't sell products, but they bring to the table teaching people how to pay it forward by estate planning and by endowments. And that's what we bring to the table when you become our client. We're able to outsource these things for your ministry so that your budget doesn't have to be normal. It can be weird. It can be above that 15-20%. What would you do if you had extra income in your ministry budget? What are some of the things you could do to reach your community for Christ? This is what we bring to the table when you become our client.